What up, fam? I go by the name of Blessons. I'm a producer and mix engineer out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Today I want to share a way to add dimension to your mixes and a trick that I like to use to enhance it. Let's get into it.
Blessons did it.
Now the way we're going to make this happen is by using a little mid-side EQ. This is a track that I got to mix, master, and produce for an artist that goes by the name of Widen. The name of the song is entitled Decisions. As always, I'll be sure to leave his info and a link in the description below if you want to go check out the final mastered version. Now before I play the mix that I have so far, I want to explain my train of thought so you know what to listen for. I have everything sitting in a good place in the mix, but it sounds a little two-dimensional or flat to me. I personally feel that if I could bring these instruments forward a little more, it will enhance the feeling of the overall track and make it all come together. The question is, how do we do that without taking the attention away from the vocals or crowding the vocals? I'm going to go ahead and play the track now, and then I'll show you how we can accomplish this.
I know she choosing me. That's something new to me. She thinks she using me, but bitch, you ain't fooling me. Ooh, decisions. Ooh, decisions. Damn, am I tripping? She got me like, ooh.
Alright, so the way we're going to make this happen is by going to this instrument bus here, and in this first insert we're going to load a Pro Q3 EQ. Pull this up here. Now on my vocal bus, I already have a Pro Q3 that I'm currently using. One of the cool features of the Pro Q3 is if you click on the analyzer and select the name of another track that you currently have an instance of Pro Q on, in my case all Vox, and what will happen here is as it's playing, it will display the competing frequencies in red, shaded, kind of like a heat map. Let me show you.
I know she choosing me. That's something new to me.
Okay, so you see the areas that lit up, right? Those are the frequencies in the vocals that are competing with my instruments. This is going to allow us to make more precise decisions. Now the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to make 3 different EQ bands. The first band we're going to right click, and in the stereo placement drop down we're going to select mid. This will ensure that in this band we're only affecting the mid channel. In the next 2 bands we're going to select side, so these bands will only affect the side channels. We're going to EQ the mids and the sides a little different on our instrument bus, hence mid-side EQ. Now, I'm going to replay the track. In the first band, I'm going to do a little dip in the places competing with the vocal. Notice how it makes the vocal sound a little more present and clear.
I know she choosing me. That's something new to me. She thinks she using me, but bitch, you ain't fooling me. Ooh, decisions.
We're doing just some minor cleanup here before we bring the instruments around the vocal. Next thing we're going to do here is solo the instruments. Let's bring this back up. We're going to hover over and click this headphone icon, which is going to isolate the frequency selection of each band. And we're going to pick 2 frequency ranges that I feel would sound nice encapsulating or surrounding the vocal. Here we go. That's one. Let's see here. See if we can get something a little higher. Okay. What we're going to do now is turn up both of these frequency ranges on the side bands. And what that's going to do is bring these ranges out around the vocals. So rather than the vocals out front and the instruments behind or two-dimensional, now these instruments are going to start to encapsulate the vocals, right? Let's do it.
I know she choosing me. That's something new to me. She thinks she using me, but bitch, you ain't fooling me. Ooh, decisions.
Alright, so if you're having trouble hearing the moves I was making with the EQ, I encourage you to put some headphones on and close your eyes. Sometimes our eyes can deceive us, right? Try to see if you can notice how the instruments that are sitting behind the vocals now come up front and more on the side and start to surround the vocal without masking and competing with it, giving it a 3D type effect.
I know she choosing me. That's something new to me. She thinks she using me, but bitch, you ain't fooling me. Ooh, decisions. Ooh, decisions. Damn, am I tripping? She got me like, ooh.
Alright, we're gonna do one more trick here to actually enhance this feature. If I can get you to draw your attention to this aux track here, I have labeled wide high. Now basically what I did here is create a new aux track and add a few plugins that's going to assist us in widening the higher frequency ranges of these instruments. Let me show you. So with this Pro Q, I've cut out everything under 8,000 Hertz, right? So I'm just getting 8,000 Hertz and above. Now next in the chain, I went ahead and added an ozone imager. This used to be a free plugin. I'm not sure if it's still free, but it's a stereo widening plugin. And what we're going to do is use it to widen the signal. The way we're going to do this is we're going to send the signal of the instruments to this aux track, and it's basically going to widen anything in the instruments above 8K. Check it out.
I know she choosing me. That's something new to me. She thinks she using me, but bitch, you ain't fooling me. Ooh, decision.
So this is like icing on the cake, right? Not only is it bringing those instruments to life, but it's giving everything its own space. You can hear the vocals in their own space. The top line of the instrument sound a little better. Now I'm overdoing it here. You definitely don't want to overdo it, but I'm going to replay it in this breakdown area just so you can see what we've done.
Ooh. Truth be told, I got a low one. Anything she wanna spoil her. She a one-on-one, it ain't no more. Her damn right, I'm her man. She number one, ain't no runner-up. Kept it real even when she uncomfortable. All the pain and the struggle I put it through. Got her like goddamn. Is it love and loyalty? Will you build some royalty? Or will you give in and you fold? From the strength of the pressure from home. I'm stuck at a fork in the road. I can't find which way I should go. I'm stuck at a fork in the road. I can't find which way I should go. I know she choosing me.
And there you go, fam. I know 9 times out of 10 when people are talking about depth in the mix, they're typically referring to reverb and delay, right? However, this is a different approach, something a little different for you to use in your arsenal. Now, I realize that this is not necessarily a beginner tutorial, but I want to give you a little something different in a real world type scenario that I actually use on a day in and day out basis as a mixing engineer. Now feel free to run it back and copy my settings. I'm also going to leave a link below to my personal go-to presets for the Pro Q3, which have the same preset included, as well as some other great techniques that I'm probably going to be sharing pretty soon on the channel. Now these are totally free, feel free to download them. All I ask is that you come back after you use them and leave me a comment and let me know how they worked out for you. And if this video's helped you out in any way, feel free to like and subscribe, as I'm going to continue to drop a lot more gems for you weekly. Any additional requests, questions, clarity, leave in the comments below. Again, my name is Blessons, and remember to always, always, always trust your ears.
Blessons did it.